This is like an orange. I'm ready for Easter. Hey guys, what is up? What's going on? It's Ashley. Welcome back to the channel. So for today's video, what I'm going to be doing is a full face of first impressions. I am so excited. I haven't filmed one of these videos in a minute, so I decided to sit down, pull out a bunch of stuff I had sitting in PR, and this is a look that I came up with. I'm all here for it. This little baby is the star of the show, the Lime Crime Venus XL palette. I honestly didn't think I was going to love this palette as much as I do, just because it is very much pink. And if you know me, you know I don't like pink. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with how this look came out. I used a little bit of stuff from NARS, a little bit of stuff. I used some stuff from NARS, Smashbox, Catrice, a little bit of drugstore, a little bit of high-end. I think you guys are really gonna love how this turned out. So if you guys are all here for this video, don't forget to press that subscribe button. And also don't forget to click that little bell so that you guys are notified anytime I upload a new video, which is 2 times a week, every single week. And without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and hop into the look. Hey guys, what is up? What's going on? So in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is a full face of first impressions. I'm pretty excited because I have a bunch of items in front of me, like some new launches, some items that came out a few weeks back that I never got around to playing with. So before I put them away, I was like, you know what? I should probably film a first impressions, my thoughts, stuff like that. So that's exactly what I am going to do. I've already done my brows off camera just because I don't have a new brow product. I did start doing my brows a little bit differently because, as you guys know, I did, dye my hair all one color. So they are a little bit darker. I am just using the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer, and I have started using a pomade. This is the Benefit Ka-Brow, and I am in the shade number 5. So FYI, I'll have these linked down below in case you guys are interested in them. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prime my eyelids. I do have a new primer. This is by Ardell. This is the In Her Prime Eye Primer, and it is the matte one. You guys know I typically prime my eyelids with my NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. So I'm going to take some of this on the back of my hand. This is what the consistency looks like. It is a pretty liquidy consistency. I do feel a little bit of hard pieces in there. I'm not sure it's because it's been sitting for a while, but rubbing it on the back of my hand, it does feel really nice. It said it is a matte primer. I am noticing that it is completely sheer, so it's not going to give me any coverage at all. You guys know I really love coverage, so I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to take some of this onto my eyelids. Like I said, it is very thin in consistency, but you know what? We're going to make her work. I'm going to use a fluffy brush, and I'm just going to go ahead and pat this all over the eyelid. Since this does say it is a completely matte primer, I'm going to let it set down on my lids a little bit. So while I let it set down, I'm going to move on to face primer. The primer I'm going to use is this one right here. This one is by Smashbox. This is the Photo Finish Iconic Primer Stick. I've had this sitting in my collection for a while, and I remember when I got it, I was really excited. On the back, it says it is going to make makeup look and wear better. Obviously, Smashbox, obviously. It's going to create a smooth and even canvas for makeup, and it keeps you flawless on the go. Apply to your forehead, cheeks, nose, and chin. Blend with your fingertips. You can wear it alone or you can wear it underneath makeup. I'm gonna start right here on my cheeks, especially like in this area right here where I do have, my pores all exposed. I can't even get over it. Honestly, I can't even get over the fact that I could see my pores more and more in makeup. That's not what I want. It's not the business. So I'm taking this on my chin, sides of my nose, and then it also said forehead. So once I have it in place, I am just gonna blend it in with my fingertips. Okay, all right, thoughts? It's definitely smoothing. I definitely feel like it is doing a lot of smoothing on the skin. It doesn't feel dry or anything like that. It also doesn't feel hydrating. It's somewhere in the middle. Like, I'm not dry, but I'm not greasy, So I'm gonna rub this into my forehead. For eyeshadows today, I will be using a brand new palette. This was sent to me in the mail from Ulta because it is available on Ulta.com. This is the Lime Crime Venus XL palette. I am so freaking stoked for this palette. It's filled with a bunch of like rosy tones. Like, do you see that? And it's a huge palette. I've never used Lime Crime on my channel before, other than their lip colors. So I'm excited to give this palette a go, give it a whirl, see what it's all about, It's new when the plastic is still in the mirror. Don't you love a clean mirror? Okay, anyways, the first shade I'm gonna use in the palette is this one right here. This one is called Blank Canvas. You guys know I love to go in with a bone colored shadow all over my eyelid directly after I apply my eyelid primer. So I am just gonna lay this down. I'm gonna take it directly underneath the brow bone, and then I'm just gonna work it all over the lid. This is gonna create a nice thin layer of shadow, so that way my transition color and all the other shadows lay on top of it really nicely. The next shade I'm gonna go in with is this one right here. This one is called Scallop. It's a really pretty soft pink color, and I am gonna take that on a Sigma E40 blending brush, and I'm gonna use this as my transition color. It's just a really nice soft pink, and I think that pink is pretty pigmented if you ask me. Jeez Louise, I wasn't expecting this. This is beautiful. It's so beautiful. Okay, all I have to say right now is that this color is literally blending out like a dream in my crease. It's such a pretty like soft pink rosy color if you get my drift. I'm now just gonna switch brushes. I'm gonna use a Sigma E25 blending brush, and I want to pick up the shade called Flora. This one right here, which is that really bright pink shade. It's just been calling my name ever since I opened the palette, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna use you even if I use you in the slightest bit. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that shade on a Sigma E25, and I am just gonna work it into the socket of my eye. So I'm gonna take her and I'm just gonna go back and forth. Dang, these lime crime shadows are pretty pigmented. Now, as you can see, I got pretty heavy-handed just because I didn't feel like she was going to be that pigmented. And then she tricked me, and now I have some kind of blending situation going on. Now that you guys are all up in my face, it's time to continue blending. So I'm going to take a little bit more of that shade called Flora, and I'm just going to rock it into my crease. Just build it up a little more, more. And as you can see, this color is like electric. Now I'm gonna take a Sigma E40 blending brush, and I'm just gonna go back and forth all over the edges. Okay, you guys, so here are some of my thoughts. I think this palette is completely different than anything I would ever gravitate towards, but the pigmentation on it, it's like something else. Like, it is really good. It is blending out super nice onto my lids, like it's crazy. But I'm looking pretty pink. Super pink. I don't know if I'm about that. I don't even like pink. I'm now going to pick up the shade right here, which is called Triumph, and I'm going to take that on the very outer V of my lid using that same Sigma E25 blending brush that we used previously. I'm not even using a clean one. I'm going to use the same one because it doesn't matter at this point. I am using a darker color, so I'm just going to pack it right here towards the outer portion of the lid. Dang, do you guys see how pigmented this is right here? Once I have that color placed, I'm just gonna go in with a Sigma E40 blending brush, and I'm just gonna take this alongside those edges to just ensure that everything just blends together very nicely. Like, my eyes are like super fuchsia. Like, it's on another level, but like I really love how it is turning out. Like, the blend is unreal. It's super unreal. Now that that's done, I'm gonna go in with this shade right here called Botticelli, something like that. You know, I shouldn't even pronounce it because I'm not even trying to get roasted in the comments, let's be real. But it's a really dark Marsala, so I am gonna pick that up on a pencil brush. And what I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna do a pretty dark outer V. So I'm just gonna take this and I'm just gonna work it on this outer part and really just pack it. Right now, I'm just deepening up this outer V right here, taking my pencil brush. I'm just going back and forth, just bringing the color in just a little bit at a time. You don't want to bring it in too much, though. I'm really focusing the majority of the color right here on the outer V. So about right there, and then I'm going to go in with my Morphe M441, and then I'm just going to go ahead and buff and blend out this shade by taking it back and forth and then going in small circular motions. Also going to take a little bit of it into the crease on the outer V. Just like that. I'm pretty sure you guys all could see this coming. I'm going to take a little bit of the Collab No Flaws Liquid Concealer. I'm going to put some of this on the very back of my hand, and I am just going to use this to cut and carve out my eyelid. Now that my crease is cut, I'm gonna go in with the shade right here called Ethereal, and I'm gonna take that in the very inner corner of my lid. I'm gonna take it on that same Anastasia brush I used to cut my crease, just so that way I could really pack it on in the very inner part of the lid. So the best way I could describe this color is a really nice, kind of like champagne peach. It has like really peachy undertones, which I like. The next shade I'm going to use right next to it is called Love, which is just a little bit more of a deeper bronzy shade. And I'm just going to pop this right in the center, really just blending the two shades together. Okay, last shade I'm gonna go in with is another shimmery color. It's this shade right here. This one is called Inspire, which is a really pretty shimmery fuchsia. I'm gonna pick that up on that same Fern shader brush. I'm gonna spray it with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus, and then I'm just gonna pop it right here on the very outer corner, like so. And this is really just going to blend nicely into the outer corner. You really don't need a lot of this. You just want to pop it on the very outer edge. Then I'm just gonna go in with that deep Marsala color on the very outer V, and I'm gonna buff it into that shimmery color called Inspire. And this is really just gonna bring everything together. All right, so this is what I'm working with. So far, I'm very impressed with the Lime Crime palette. It blends like a dream. The pigmentation is unreal, as you can see. It's pretty intense. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup under here. I'm gonna start working on the skin. So I'm gonna go in with these makeup wipes by Collab Makeup. These are my micellar makeup removing wipes. So I'm just gonna clean up the fallout that fell underneath my eyes when I was doing all that blending. For the most part, I really didn't see too much fallout. The only reason we have a lot of color right here is because, as you guys saw, I was blending and I was kind of going in a C form in the outer V. So it's no big deal. Just gonna do a little bit of cleanup. So I'm going to take a little bit of a break from the eyes just so that way I could work on the skin. As you guys know, I already primed with the Smashbox Photo Finish Iconic Primer Stick. So I am going to move on to foundation. I'm going to use this guy. This is the HD Liquid Coverage Foundation by Catrice Cosmetics. They did send me the shade 03 Sand Beige. It is one of those dropper foundations, so I'm going to feel so legit, so official, doing like, dropping it like on my face like those Instagram girls. I want to be an Instagram girl. I'm going to use my Real Techniques Miracle Sponge right here. I just sprayed it with a little bit of my MAC Fix Plus, so that way it's nice, it's damp, and I love the smell of lavender. Let's be real. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to buff it into the skin. This is looking way too light for me. Oh my god. I'm low-key hoping that it oxidizes a little bit because this is looking way too light for me. Why does that always happen? Anytime I want to use a foundation, it's too light for me. I think the coverage on this is really nice though, if we're being honest. Despite the fact that this is not my shade, I do think it has pretty decent coverage to it. So I'm going to take this dropper and I'm just going to continue to drop it in areas where I need like a little bit more coverage. So like my cheeks and over here where I have sunspots. So I'm just gonna build it up. I'm hoping that I could really warm up this foundation when I do my powder and bronzer. Damn, this is really good coverage. Like, do you guys see the coverage on this? I'm gonna have to order a couple more shades. So I'm gonna go in with the Collab No Flaws Liquid Concealer, and I'm just gonna pop this directly underneath my eyes. This is not a new find. It is something that I have used before on my channel, FYI. To set that concealer down and in place, I will be using the Milani Translucent Banana Powder. This is their Make It Last loose translucent powder, and like I said, this one is in the banana shade. I did try the light to medium one on my channel and I really liked it. So I'm going to take this and I'm just going to use this to set directly underneath my eyes, and this is really just going to set everything in place. I'm going to use this face powder by Makeup Forever. It is in the shade 127. It's their multi-use face powder. Now this is a little bit too dark for me, so I am going to use it to set my whole face since my foundation is too light for me. Hopefully it like balances everything out, you know? Hopefully. Yeah, so it's definitely working. I will say I absolutely love the coverage of this powder foundation by Makeup Forever. It is gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. So I definitely feel like the powder foundation is balancing things out a little bit, which is great because we were looking a little Casper for a second. And just like that, folks, I am not Casper anymore. I do really like the Catrice Dropper HD Liquid Coverage Foundation so far. It's set really nicely underneath the Makeup Forever Pro Finish multi-use powder. So I think everything is looking very, very beautiful, airbrushed, and smooth. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go right back up to the eyes before I bronze and all that stuff. I'm just gonna use a pencil brush and I'm really just going to smudge and smoke out the very lower lash line. The shade I'm gonna use in the palette is called Trump. So I'm gonna take that on a pencil brush and I'm just gonna connect it to the lower lash line just so that way everything connects and blends together. The more and more I look at it, this look definitely calls for wing liner. So I will be using a new liquid liner that I got in the mail from Smashbox. This is the Smashbox Always On Liquid Eyeliner in black. As you can see, she comes to a really long point and it's sharp. So how I like to do my wing liner is I'll anchor my pinky on my cheek like this. And then I will start in the center and I'll do little baby strokes. And I like to stay pretty close to the lash line when I start out, and then I just make it a little bit thicker as I go because I feel like when you start off super thick, like you have to commit, you know? So I'm just going super thin, and when I get to the very inner corner, I like to make this line really, really thin. So even though I will be popping on falsies, I do have a brand new mascara to test out in the video. This is the Smashbox Superfan Fanned Out Mascara. It says false lash look. Maybe I won't need false lashes, but we will see. This is what the wand looks like. Okay. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and do a nice pump of this, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and coat my lashes. I feel like it's always hard for me to tell whether or not I love a mascara when I do like a thick trace of black wing liner because you could barely like see anything that's going on. So correct me if I'm wrong. Based on how dramatic this look is, I definitely feel like it calls for a dramatic pair of lashes. So I'm gonna pop these on. These are by New Balance in the style Bella, and they're super pretty, super dramatic. They're gonna look amazing with this eye look. I do have a new highlighter, and it's this one right here by NARS. This is in the style Fort de France. And I am just gonna take it on this Milani highlighter brush, and then I'm just gonna pop it on the highest points of my cheeks. And what I really love about this highlighter, because I did swatch it on my hands, is that it looks like it really just melts into the skin. It literally, honestly guys, it makes your skin look so freaking wet, like glistening. It doesn't sit on the skin, it really just melts like right into the skin like butter. Okay, for blush I am going to use this one right here. This is by Catrice. This is the Strobing Blush in the shade Mrs. Rosalie Berry, and I'm just going to pop this onto my cheeks to kind of, you know, match the eyes a little bit. Just going to pop it right here on the apples of the cheeks and then blend it back into my hairline. For the lips, I'm definitely going nude just because the eyes are so dramatic. I'm thinking about going in with this one right here because it kind of matches like my cut crease, you know what I mean? This one is in a name I have no idea how to pronounce, but I'll definitely link it down below for you guys. Hopefully she's not too light. Oh no. That's not gonna work. So I'm gonna go in with this one. This one is called Under Arrest. I may take this one and pop it in the center, so. This is like an orange. I'm ready for Easter. I'm not going to lie, but this NARS lip color, stunning. And the formula is beautiful. It's like so velvety and soft. It's not glossy. It's not matte. I'm going to take this lighter shade right here and I'm going to pop it in the center. I don't think the lip color is all that bad. It kind of matches the halo and my cut crease. But now I need to kind of do something with this hair. So let me fix the hair. We'll be back. We'll regroup. We'll talk about it. So yeah, hair's done and we're back. All in all, guys, I really love the way that this look came out. I'm still a little bit mind blown just because I didn't think I was going to love the Lime Crime Venus XL palette as much as I do. Like, I'm dead ass serious. When I saw it, I was like, it's all right. Like, you know, I didn't think I was going to gravitate towards it. I didn't think I was really going to like it on the lids, but I'm really impressed with the look that I was able to create using this palette. I will say if you own Modern Renaissance by Anastasia Beverly Hills, you may want to skip out on this palette just because it is very much the same hues. This palette is very much red. It's very much pink, just like ABH Modern Renaissance, but that's just my opinion. If you want to snag it, I definitely think it is a good buy. It's extremely pigmented, buildable, blendable. You guys saw it. The proof is in the pudding. You know what I mean, jelly bean. I really like this. I also really like the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. Granted, it was a little bit light for me in the video. I'm definitely gonna pick up another shade in this. I think I will pick up 04 just so that way I kind of mix them and see what shade matches me better, but I really like the coverage on this. I love the way it feels on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy or sticky or anything like that. I also really love the Makeup Forever Pressed Powder Foundation, the Pro Finish one. This one right here, this is in the shade 127 Golden Sand. Y'all know I'm not golden. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know why I picked up 127, but it comes with a full-size mirror here. When you pop it open, it comes with a little puff so that way you can kind of pat and blot on the go. This is the multi-use powder foundation in case you guys were curious. I really also like the NARS highlighter. This one is in the shade Fort de France. Like I said, it doesn't sit on the skin, it melts on the skin. It's extremely beautiful. It's very subtle. It's not like super duper blinding. I feel like this is gonna be the perfect highlight for those natural days where you just want a little bit of glow, but you don't want anything too like bam in your face. And lastly, I loved these NARS lippies. These aren't even the ones I used. No. These ones right here, I'm not too sure of the name, so I'll have them linked down below. I know this one right here is called Under Arrest, which is a little bit more on the orange tone. It's kind of what I have on my lips all over. And then in the very center, I have this lighter one, which I have no idea how to pronounce, but they're both very pretty. They're not a liquid lipstick. It's not a gloss. It's just a very in-between formula that I really enjoyed. So those are my thoughts. What do you guys think? What did you guys like in the comments down below? Let me know. If you guys want me to do more videos like this, also let me know in the Also, let me know in the comments, and I don't think I have anything else to say, except I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.